I'm building a creatively free, financially grounded life, and I've gotten a few questions recently, especially on Instagram, asking what I do for work. So I want to run through kind of I see it as 4 compounding containers that allow me to structure my life's work at this phase. I'm currently in a phase, I am self-employed, but I am like currently on the journey of creating kind of more avenues, more income streams, and more creative flexibility, more time flexibility. At the end of the day, I love the feeling of being able to spontaneously get up and go, spontaneously act on a creative impulse, spontaneously like go connect with someone that's gonna like help me make progress in my business, etc. So there's 4 compounding containers that I think kind of are all symbiotically supporting each other. First being freelance work. Freelance work is essentially a mechanism that allows me to, first of all, learn from entrepreneurs and business owners that are farther ahead of me. Second of all, like make enough income on a monthly basis that like my expenses are covered and then I'm not like actively stressing about money. I noticed that like I like money coming in. Even if there's savings to kind of like pursue your dream, I don't like spending, like I start getting constricted and in a scarcity mindset with spending money if I'm not actively making money. I love making money. I love money. I love working on my relationship with money. I love working on my relationship with God in the context of money. Therefore, I love freelance work. And like I said, I feel like I learn a lot, and I learn a lot of leadership skills. I learn a lot of communication skills and like client-facing communications. Anyways, that freelance container gives me some money every month to kind of feel like, okay, solid, while also allowing me to have time flexibility to pursue my own creative projects and like have enough time in my schedule to like really dive in on my other stuff. Second, I have an investment project that I set this investment project up a few years ago, and my younger self kind of prepared for the future in the sense that I like started learning about financial education pretty early on. I started researching, I started learning about investing, I started learning like basically just the basics of like financial literacy so that I could set myself up to have a little bit of a cushion, because I knew that my work was going to be experimental and that there was going to be lots of ups and downs and a lot of risk being taken, especially in my early 20s, mid 20s. I mean, I'm 25 now and I'm still kind of in that phase. So grateful for this. Kind of, it's like my like little cushion that allows me to feel supported within the natural ebbs and flows of freelance life. And then my next container, which is my small businesses, or not businesses, business, and like my creative projects, my creative ideas, things that I am actively, or like projects that are like vessels and ideas that exist without, like outside of just me as a person, like not personal brand stuff. That, for example, the postcard business. These are things, I'm a new entrepreneur. I'm still learning like how to manage a team. I'm learning how to put money to use effectively and where to invest my money. I'm learning how to make things happen. I'm learning how to set up systems. I'm learning how to have like sustainable workflows and, you know, consistent revenue, and like how to grow and be profitable. Like these are all things I'm learning in my little small business projects that are just like at this point still passion projects, but like I'm making money here and there, whatever, but like nothing to the point where like I can pay myself or depend on these things. Then the 4th little container, not little, arguably one of the most important of the 4 containers, is just my creative process, me putting myself out online, making content, writing, painting. These are all seeds that I'm planting for the future. These are things like me in staying in the practice, me putting myself out there, me making art, me making writing, me making content. Those are things that I know will compound over time. I know will support all of the other endeavors. For example, I literally got my most recent freelance client through content. Just like, which is interesting because it's just people listening to my brain, I guess, or like how I think or my perspectives on things. And yeah, that is like a lot of the root of what I do, to be honest, and a lot of what I love. I love doing those things. And I just think that all 4 of those containers support each other. And all 4 of those containers for me right now allow me to have a creatively free and financially grounded life, in the sense of like I have everything I need right now. I have the ability to take risks. I have the privilege, and you know, I'm my only responsibility right now, so I have that ability to kind of like really go out there and like follow my dream. And I'm grateful to encounter other people on a similar journey, and I yeah, that's kind of what's working for me right now. It's kind of how I'm learning, and I'm curious how other people, other freelancers, other people that are self-employed, other founders, kind of like, how did you navigate that journey while you were still starting and while your projects didn't have momentum and while your businesses weren't profitable yet? Because like that is kind of like the missing gap for me on the internet, is like, how are you guys out here surviving, doing all these things? So yeah, anyways, love you, thank you for listening, and see you on the next one.